Hey guys, how are ya? Happy Monday. I hope the weekend was good for you. It was pretty good for me. I don't have a drink. We're gonna need a drink. Let's make a drink. Pina Colada Sprite. Glass and ice. Sprite. Do this thing. Glug glug. Man, if I'm doing product placement, I'm doing it all wrong. Alright, we will start with the piña. And now the colada. Tasty. Where was I? Ah, yes, the weekend was pretty good for me. We finished up the play. I had 2 shows on Saturday and 2 shows on Thursday and just 1 show on Tuesday, so it was a nice bit of run for the very end of the play. Closed it up, finished it out. Everything ran smoothly, as one would hope it does at the very end of the play. A lot of my cute actresses were just sad because we will never ever see each other ever again, but it's okay, ladies, because actually you will. You'll be doing more plays and you'll see each other again. It'll be cool. It'll be really fine. But anyway, I had like a whole spiel, you guys, and I totally forgot what it was. There was snow on the road. It was hard. It was not difficult to get there, but what I was going to say is gone. So yeah, sure. Let's just go straight into the progress report. We'll start with the new starts, because why not? A year ago, my Stitch from Stash buddy, Susie, she sent me this cute little Country Cottage Needleworks pattern. It was on my wish list at 123 Stitch. She was very sneaky and figured out what my 123 Stitch email was, so she ordered a few things off of my wish list, and this was one of the things, and she completely kitted it up, except for the fabric. And I was sitting here the other day and I thought, oh, it's about time for me to do my annual Singles Awareness Day stitch. And so I got that out. I started sorting through my fabrics, trying to decide what I wanted to do. And I have just realized that my cardboard's way over here. Fancy pants cardboard. Anyway. So I started sorting through my fabrics, trying to look for something that I thought would work. And I found this, what is this? This is a 36 count linen from Picture This Plus in the colorway Coasts. Anyway, so here is where I am. I've pretty much got the first little bit done. I'm using the called for colors, which is practically, it's all DMC except for 1 Classic Colorworks, I believe. Anyway, so I'm using 1 thread over 2. The coverage is a little bit light, but 2 over 2 on the 36 count was just way too much. It was difficult to get through the holes and kind of bulky, and I didn't really like it, so I changed. I'd stitched the vines in with 1 over 1 and then set it down, and I came back a couple days later to stitch on it some more, and I started like this leaf down here, and I did it 2 over 2 because I automatically do things 2 over 2, and I'd forgotten what I was doing, so then I had to pull most of the leaf out when I really got to looking at what I was doing and reminded myself that, oh yes, 2 over 2 on the 36 count, not working out so well. So there's my annual Singles Awareness Day stitch. Maybe I'll get it done this week. Maybe I'll take it with me up to Crafty Stitching Night that I have with a couple of my best friends and work on it there. We shall see. The next new start was at the theater, and because we did have 5 shows in the week and I was there a lot, and it's the end of the run, and I have figured out where I can maximize my time so that I can stitch a lot more. So anyway, I started this little Lizzie Kate, Be Your Own Kind of Beautiful, right there. And I did it on the same Picture This Plus Sprite. It's a 28 count that I did the other 2 theater projects on. And as you can see, I got quite a bit done in that 1 week where I was at the theater. I'm really pleased with how fast this was turning out. If I really buckle down and work on it hard, I can probably have this one finished this week as well, but you know me and plans. As soon as I make plans, I have no interest in actually fulfilling any of those stitchy plans, and so things will get put aside rather quickly. So there is that. So those are my 2 new starts on the week. It's funny because I have more Single Awareness Day things done, ready for cushions. You can see I hung up a lot of them back there behind me. Is that all of them? Yep, there's those other 2s. Anyway, they need to be finished into like little cushions and cute things and whatnot, but I just don't. Okay, anyway, last week I showed you this, and I just had the N and the D left. This is another Lizzie Kate, also on that 28 count Sprite from Picture This Plus. I put in the rest of the N, the rest of the D, and that little star, pressed it out, attached the charm, and this one is all done. Done and dusted. I really should put my initials on there. Mark it as mine. I should do that. I don't know if I actually will or not. We shall see. What are you doing, cat? You being obnoxious. Came home from work today and she was waiting for me at the front door. And as soon as I opened the door and, you know, closed the door again and dropped my bags, she turned tail and with her tail high in the air, marched down the hallway, cussing me out the entire time. Meow, meow, meow. I have no idea what I've done to insult the cat, but apparently Her Highness is really put out with me. Yes, I have to go to work so you can eat. You're not a contributing member of this household, so, you know, just deal with it. Seriously. Pina Colada Sprite is really nice. Really good. So, what else have I... That's all I've stitched, guys. That's it. Well, I did work a little bit on the Country Cottage Needlework, Santa's Village, what is it? Santa's Sleigh Work is what I was working on. I showed you that last week. But I accidentally left it at work because I was thinking about other things that I needed to do, errands that needed to be run, stop off at the bank, stop off at the gas, need to start my laundry. If you hear stuff going on in the background, I've got my laundry going. Because people expect you to wear pants to work. Go figure. Hey, alright, so let's look at the Stashquisitions. And I actually recorded this a couple days ago. So I'll insert that clip here and see you on the other side. Hey guys, what's up? It's Friday night. Let's do mail call. There's probably not really a lot of mail call going on since I'm trying to open this upside down. Anyway, since I'm trying to curtail the spending, and for the most part, I'm doing okay. So what we have today is the Just Another Button Company Button Club 2.0 shipment for today. This one I subscribed to for a year, so I think it expires either May or June, so we'll still be seeing this for another couple months. This month's theme is lovely, and I'm sure it's all themed to go with Valentine's Day, which is coming up here right quick, I'm sure. Let's open these up. Sure enough, these are wonderful, beautiful colors. How do we want to do this? We'll do this like this. Shakety, shakety, shake. So we've got a sprinkle pack in White Wedding and another sprinkle pack in Apple. So those are, see if I can get the glare off those a little bit. Yeah, not too bad. Looking good. If you hear crinkling, Princess has a box over here with some tissue papers in it. So she's playing around in her box of tissue papers. Let's see, then the bigger button smoothie pack in Apple. Lots of variety of sizes in there. And then the handmade special buttons are all red and white envelopes, flowers, there's a bee, what else was in here? Flowers, bees. Oh, there's a heart back there that you can't see exactly. I just dropped everywhere. I'm being clumsy McGuffins. Anyway, cute buttons. So that is what we have got. So that's pretty much all the stash that has come in the mail, and to the best of my knowledge, all the stash that I have ordered. So not much, but tangentially related to doing Flosstube videos is I had to get an external hard drive, 4 terabytes on this buddy, and because I've pretty much filled up the hard drive of my gaming rig, which is the rig that I edit stuff on with Flosstube videos, 2 years old, you know, fill up the thing. So plan on moving all of the old ones from the computer over to the little external hard drive so I can hang on to those because I don't want to lose them, even though they're loaded on YouTube. They should be safe, they should be fine, but we all know stuff happens, so that's why I ordered that. Now, a few of you wanted to see the yarn that I bought at the sale, so let me pull all that out here. It came wrapped beautifully in purple tissue paper. You all know I love that. Let me organize it. Okay, so this goes with this, and this goes with this. So the dyer that had the gratitude sale, and she has the gratitude sale in between Christmas and New Year's, and it's 20% off all her yarns. I think what it really is she's trying to empty stock of inventory because you pay a different tax rate on inventory. So if you get rid of it, your taxes on inventory are a lot lower. So what I bought was, here's Miss Babs. This is Stella. It is a yummy 2-ply, which means it is a fingering weight yarn. And was it telling you the, yeah, sure enough it was. 100% superwash wool. I don't know if it'll focus on that. Superwash wool. Got 2 of these, so I have 800 yards of that stuff. Don't know what I'm going to do with it. We shall see. This one is a darker pink in Sweet Pea. This one is one that's part of her regular line. We'll put them next to each other. You can tell that the Sweet Pea is definitely darker than the Stella. So those are lovely, beautiful. I want to pet them all the time. And then the next one, color that I got is Forever Love. I got 2 skeins of this, so 800 yards of this in total. This is a heavy lace weight or a light fingering, if I remember correctly, because I haven't figured it all out yet, you guys. And so this is wool and silk, and I think a little bit of nylon to make it stronger. So I love these. So soft, so nice. So Mom has them queued to make shawls. We'll be truthful, they're all going to, yeah, make shawls. Some really pretty shawls. So there you have it. Put these, wrap these back up somehow. Whatever. So that's that. Since it's Friday evening, I think I'm going to make me a little bit of dinner. Animal Crossing, the animals have requested their thing, so I'll eat, fulfill the Animal Crossing things, and then I think I'll work on a project here that I have already shown you in the progress report that you saw earlier. Talk to you later. Bye. I love those pretty, pretty yarns. Pretty, pretty yarns. I had bought the pinks. Did I mention this? It's been like 3 days since I recorded, so if I already mentioned this, it's just, I'm going to repeat myself. I had bought the pinks because Mom didn't have any pinks in her stash that she didn't have any pinks in her stash, and I wanted a pink shawl or something to you know, add to my collection of my mother knits, penny knits, and so that's why I bought the pinks. And then I bought the purpley Forever Love because it was beautiful. I was over at Mom and Dad's house on Sunday? Well, Friday and Sunday I was over there. Anyway, over there, and so the pattern that we picked out for the Forever Love, she's decided to cute that up as sort of her palette cleanser because she's working on a sweater for herself right now. So what she'll do is she'll like do a panel of the sweater, like the back or the front right or the front left or a sleeve, you know. She'll do a part of the sweater, and then as sort of a palette cleanser, take a break, she'll work on like another project. And so she's, the pattern that I liked for the Forever Love, which was the purpley stuff in the Yet, is queued up, and she'll get after that here pretty quickly. Speaking of my mother knits, here's another wonderful new one from her that she just finished. This is an asymmetrical triangle. You can kind of see the teeth down there at the bottom. I assume you can see the teeth. I can barely see what I'm doing through the knits. Anyway, so she had finished this the other day, had it all blocked and ready to go. So she gave it to me on Sunday. The name of the pattern is Hitchhiker, taken after the Douglas Adams sort of thing, because when the pattern designer designed the pattern, she designed it with these 42 teeth. So since 42 is the answer to life, the universe, and everything, the shawl, cowl thingy became Hitchhiker. In order to use up all the yarn that Mom had of this beautiful stuff, I don't know what it is, she used, I think I've got 48 teeth instead of 42. So we've got the answer to life, the universe, and everything, plus a little bit more. So that's that. Also in my adventures of learning how to knit, I wonder if one of these days I should probably maybe just do a new thing for knitting adventures. I don't know how adventurous we're going to be. We're thinking about it. Anyway, so yesterday she showed me how to do a couple of cast-ons and introduced me to a couple of YouTube tutorials that really helped her when she was starting to knit. So she has a little bit of spare yarn there for my niece. Likes to sit with Grandma and do her knitting. So Mom has just a spare pair of, you know, terrible knits. Not terrible, I don't know, they might be fabulous. A spare pair of old knitting needles that my mom got from her mom. And then some funny little bits of yarn for my niece to play with, and so sometimes they sit and play knitting. So Mom set me up with some of that funny play, you know, knitting yarn, which is just, I think it's just leftovers from other projects. You know, you might have 20 yards left over and not really anything to do with it, but it's so pretty that you don't throw it away. Anyway, so she set me up with her Hiya sharps, you know, on the circular needle sort of thing, and away I go and cast on a few stitches, and I learned how to, let's see, we knit when we were going this way, and we purled when we were going that way, but actually we were still purling when you were going that way because you turn the needles around. But anyway, so that was alright. I'm struggling with my grips, how to grip the things. And I tell you what, those Hiya sharps are slick, my friends. Slickety slick. So Mom went rummaging through her stash of things, and she has this pair of like little wooden ones. And there's Prime Dreams, size 8. So she sent me home with these to play with. They are not as slippery as the Hiyas, so I'm doing a little bit better with those. But still struggling with my grip and tension and trying to figure out how to hold the needles and manipulate the yarn and do the things, and, you know, not be a complete failure at it. So, you know, just the things that everybody struggles with when they're starting to learn how to knit. So I brought the needles home. I left the practice yarn so that my niece would still have yarn to play with. I went rummaging through, well, you can't really see them, but those other way. One of these days I'll get it, you guys. So that, you can see the top of that purple tote that has some envelopes on top of it. So there are 3 totes that size, like 1, 2, 3, down to the bottom, full of random yarns that I picked up because I kept trying to crochet, and I'd try to crochet some more and try to crochet some more, and it just never took. So I have this Red Heart acrylic stuff from a Afghan that I was working on crocheting, so I figure I'll take this out. I'll try to cast on, long tail cast on to the circular things, maybe go for something about yay big. I don't know, how big's that? 8 inches, something like that. And see if I can make just a simple, boring, plain old knit going one way, purl coming back the other way. I like the V's. I really like the way the V's look in knitting. So try to do that for a while. Maybe I'll make enough for a scarf. Maybe I'll get bored after washcloth length. Who knows? So that's something that I thought I would practice, and so we'll see how that goes. Maybe I'll take that with me to a crafty stitching night with the girls here. I think it's on Wednesday. I don't know. It's my event, and I don't even know when it is. The joys of being busier than busy. So that's everything for Stashquisitions and knitting fun and games. So let's take some time and shout out our Floobies. You guys are going nuts. You are just coming out of the woodworks. I can barely keep up with you. I'm afraid that the day will come when I cannot keep up with you any longer. So anyway, I've got 2 pages of new Flosstubers. Almost as many Flosstubers as we did last week, but I struggled and I actually took some notes. So first we have Saho Dream Stitch. Ohayo gozaimasu, Saho! That's all the Japanese I know. She joins us from Japan and Instagram. She starts us off with the Know Your Needleworker tag. And she is working on a couple of beautiful projects. One is a Mirabilia, and one is from Rosewood Manor. Beautiful stitching. Next, I met Lisa from Lisa's Stitching Stable. She shares some of her current whips and past finishes. She enjoys stitching the Lizzie Kate, so girl after my own heart. She also shows us a whole bunch of super cute ornaments that are waiting to be finished. I know how that goes, girl. I've gotten a lot of stuff that are not finished either. Next we meet Shannon A., who is also another Instagrammer. That sounds funny, Instagrammer. Like they should be really, really good with grammar in the English sort of things. Never mind, brain, keep on track. She also introduces herself with the Know Your Needleworker tag. Shows off some of her ornament finishes, and she's another Lizzie Kate stitcher, and she gives us her Christmas haul. There's some good stuff in her Christmas haul. Next we I met Crescent Moon Maker. He joins us from Switzerland and Instagram. I bet you didn't know that it was Switzerland Instagram. I swear, Instagram must be like its own country, and I probably should join it, except I never actually take pictures of anything. The only time anything gets a picture taken of it is when I hold it up for the camera while we're doing these silly things. Anyway, he shows off many of his whips. Some are in the Stitch Mania mode of operations where you get 20 stitches into a thing and then you move on to it. Others are much further along. He's got a wide variety of unique piece projects. He also mentions that he's a gamer, so sometimes it's hard for him to find enough time, enough balance between stitching and gaming, and boy, I know how that goes, because Animal Crossing Pocket Camp has got my number. Let's see, next I met Raquel Serena. She introduces herself with the Know Your Needleworker tag. shows off her finishes of the Plague Doctor, some of her whips, they're fun ones, and I really enjoyed the Harry Potter Christmas piece, which I thought was quite clever. Alright, I met Bologna Stitches. She does a lovely intro with the Know Your Needleworker tag. She's doing a fun stitch of the Jaws poster, which calls for a couple of the blues from the set of new DMC colors that was released not too long ago. You know, the ones that start with 38 blah 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 and not the new ones. Anyway, she goes on a little bit of a rant how she cannot find, she needs 2 or 3 of a couple of skeins of a couple of different colors, and how she can't find anywhere to buy a pair of these skeins separately without buying the whole box. And so she's really quite angry with DMC over not releasing those to sell yet, and it's been several years, hasn't it, guys? Anyway, if you've got the pack and you're willing to part with a couple of skeins, go help a stitcher out. I don't have the pack. I don't have the new ones. Anyway, so go help a girl out. But her work is lovely, and the full size, full color, not full size, but the full coverage jaw poster is kind of cute, kind of fun. Alright, next I met Jan Hicks. She shares some fun, fully finished stitches. She's also a knitter, and so shows a few finishes from her knitting life. She's working on a beautiful Harbor Heaven stitch along, so it's long and narrow piece, and it just shows a beautiful harbor scene in sort of an older traditional, I'd almost say it's a sort of, you know, traditional picture sampler thing, except there's no ABCs, and I'm not explaining it very well. So go check her out. I already checked out her Ravelry page. It's good stuff. So go and check out Jan Hicks. Alright, I met Mandy Youngblood. She is the second deaf stitcher to join our ranks, and it was lovely to watch her sign. She has some beautiful finishes. One is the Christmas Town from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. She's working on a fun whip that has a winter carriage, and then several other projects. I'm going to need to learn how to do, what are those things called? Captions, my friends. I need to learn how to do captions. Somebody teach me how to do captions. That doesn't take 3 or 4 hours. Please. Next we met Stitchy Bliss. She's working on a lovely whip of a snail in the garden, you know, in big fun colors, and the snail's about this big, and it says believe, and it's a really cute piece. It's her learning piece, so she explains that there are some mistakes, and she's learning how to do better on it, but it's a lovely piece. She shows off some of her other whips, and gives quite a nice introduction to herself. The next 2 stitchers who I'm going to introduce you to had really short videos, so there's not a lot of I didn't write a lot of stuff down. Anyway, Piquia, yeah. Look down below for the name that starts with a P and has a Q in the middle of it, because obviously I don't know how to pronounce it. And I pronounce it how I do words when I read things, and sometimes it's just a collection of letters as this person. Anyway, she just finished the big haunted house stitch by Praiseworthy Stitches. And in her short little 1.5-minute video, she shows us that and another nutcracker piece that she has finished. So go check her out. I next met Linda. I'm not even going to pronounce the last name because I will butcher it, because we just saw how terribly I butchered our previous wonderful stitcher. Anyway, she's working on a beautiful Paula Vaughn. I think she said it was Rose of Sharon. It's, you know, one with the quilt and the sewing machine and the beautiful dress. It's sort of that motif. And she's coming along quite nicely on it. She's doing the back stitching as she goes, and she is a one whip at a time kind of gal. Next, I met In Stitches, which are 2 friends in cross stitch, and so they do their video together. We've got intros, we've got whips and finishes, we've got stash, and a review of their trip to Stitch Away that Pam and Steph just did a review of the other day. Okay, the last wonderful stitcher that I met this week is... I don't even know what I wrote, you guys. Why do I even take notes when I can't read my handwriting? I'm going to guess Jane in Stitches, so we'll hope that's it. Otherwise, it's going to be a mess of a time trying to link everybody below. Anyway, she gives a quick introduction to her quick little video, shares a few of her finishes, and then, oh, she mentions that she sells most of her finishes on her Etsy shop. And I believe she was British in origin. So those are our fabulous new Floobies for the week that I met. So I'll try to link their, put links to their Flosstube channels in the description box below. I'll put a link to my mom's Ravelry page while I'm thinking about it. Well, actually, it'll be my Ravelry page, but if you go to my favorites in my bundles, there's a bundle called Penny Knits, and that's everything that my mother has knit for me. So if you have questions about any of this stuff, go there and look it up, because honestly, it's rare that I know the pattern that she used, and it's even more rare that I have any idea what the yarn she used was. So take that as what you will. Have a drink. Okie dokie, cat. What are we going to do? There's no Battle Cow Adventures because I still haven't been on WoW. I have been obsessed with Pocket Crossing Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. We just came out of like the worst event ever, my friends, where the random number generator, so RNG, percentages on whether or not you were going to successfully catch a butterfly. So you catch the rare butterflies, you turn them in, you earn, points with the butterflies to get, fabulous prizes. It was terrible. It was several layers of RNG just to complete this event. The first was the white flowers that the butterflies would land on. You had a small chance of earning the seeds for the flowers from your request to the normal animals. Then you had to plant your seeds, and 4 hours later your seeds would bloom, and you had low chance that a butterfly would spawn on your flower, right? So I had one where I planted, well, just one that I remember because I did kind of the math. I did it. I had planted 17 flowers, and I had butterflies show up on 7 of the flowers, right? So that's not great. It's less than 50%. And then when I went to catch the butterflies so I could turn them in for my points to level up to get my furniture in Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, I think I caught one out of 7. It was a miserable, miserable event. The only way you could pass the event is if your friends realized that the secret was to share the butterflies back and forth, because if you caught it, that went into your caught count, and you could share the butterfly with some of your friends, and it wouldn't decrease from your catch count. So that was about the only way that you could get enough butterflies to pass the event. Oh, it was rough. It was demoralizing. It was terrible, and I'm glad it's over with. I can go back to sleeping. I can go back to stitching. I can go back to having a normal life that doesn't revolve around Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. I can log in casually, do my requests, pick my fruit, just do the things so casual. Anyway, much happier about the current event that's going on. Well, guys, I think that is it. Yeah, dinner should be out of the oven here pretty quickly. I guess I'm going to go edit this all together. Hello and welcome to all of my new subscribers. It's been amazing to me that people have been finding me and subscribing while I've been away for like the past 3 months. Thank you so much for all of you who have stuck with me while I was doing the play and running around like a mad fool. I've missed you guys. I hope you get all the time you want so you can stitch whatever you want. And I hope that frog stays far, far away from you. Hugs and stitches, everybody. Bye.